there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're in New York City, and it's time for us to have an honest conversation about an issue that some locals have with tourists when they come here to New York City, and that's tipping. A lot of people in New York live off of tips, whether they're a waiter, a server, a bartender, a guide, the concierge, the bellhop, the cleaning staff in your hotel. This is part of how they make their living, and I know when you come to New York, everything's expensive, from the food to the drinks, the accommodation, and those prices add up for you, but they also add up for the locals as well. And so if you don't tip when you're here, that really impacts them, okay? And so kind of a rule of thumb, if you're paying something that has a bill with it, usually it's a 20% tip is like a good way. Like in the US, you tip 15 to 25%, 15 to 20%. Here in New York, because the prices and living here is so tough, 20% is a good kind of tip to give. And that's just, if you're going to restaurants for your servers. If you're gonna be, if you got a bar tab at the bar, 20% tip on the bar tab. If you're going to the bar and you're just buying drinks at a time, throw down $1 every drink you get just to tip them for that way. If you're gonna have a guide show you around this beautiful city to help you enjoy it more, about a 20% tip for your guide on the total price of the tour is kind of a good tip to give when you are here. Think about your hotel. If the bellhop helps you, you need to tip them. If they bring your stuff up to the door, if they get you a cab, you're gonna be slipping them $1 here, a $5 there. The people cleaning your room, maybe leave the tip on the bed for them or buy the bed so they know it's a tip for them when they clean your room. These things make a difference in these people's lives, and if you come from a country that doesn't tip, that's totally fine. I understand. You don't tip in your country, but here in the US, we tip. It is part of the culture. It's how people make a living. And in New York, it's a huge part of how people survive. I've talked to some guides here in New York, and they've told me that the money we make in November from tips is what helps us get through January and February when there's no tourists here. So your tip really does make a big difference, whether it's a tour guide, a server, a waiter, or the people clean your hotel rooms. So please, don't forget to tip when you come to New York, because it does make a difference, all right? So have a great day, and don't forget to tip your waiter.